Okay. I actually have notes today, but I didn't write it down. I don't know that I'll do that again. But it's me again. And, God, watching last night, the elections around the United States was like a breath of fresh air because it was so validating that you're not by yourself and you're not alone in the way that you feel about everything going on and about this administration. And it really made me realize how afraid that I've actually felt about everything, afraid to even walk out and say that I, vote Democrat or that I don't like Trump or what, because that was the whole point. Some of his supporters, I'm not saying all, I don't, do that, but they can be crazy and violent and irrational because that's just mob mentality. And they're always saying that it's the violent left Democrats, the violent radical left Democrats. No. When I'm afraid to even voice my opinion in a free speech country, something is not right there. And watching it last night and listening to Caroline Levitt tell that reporter that it's rigged and California elections are rigged and it's just a fact. Well, can you show us proof? No, it's just a well-known fact. Really? Is it a well-known fact? I mean, that's insane. It is not a well-known fact. And like I said in the video the other day, it's not hard. It's not hard to just look things up online and back up what what you're hearing, what other people are telling you. It's not. Like, I just, with the government shutdown and people are, the whole reason for that is because Democrats want illegal immigrants to get health care. Okay? All you have to do, type in, can illegal immigrants get government health care? In general, undocumented immigrants are not eligible for most federal government health care programs, including Medicaid, Medicare, and subsidized coverage through the Affordable Care Act. Limited options. Emergency care. That's the same for anybody. If you go to an emergency room, you're hit by a car, you don't want them digging through your pockets to make sure that you're a citizen or you have insurance before they save your life. That's one. Federally qualified health centers. Undocumented immigrants can access limited primary and preventative care services at federally qualified health centers on a sliding scale. State-funded programs. A number of states in Washington, D.C. use their own state funds, not federal funds, to provide some form of health coverage to certain groups of immigrants. Public health services like immunizations and testing and treatment for communicable diseases, because who the heck wouldn't want that? And private insurance. Undocumented immigrants who can afford it can purchase private health insurance plans. So it's lies. It's lies. Again, easily provable falsehoods. They're going to sit up there and lie right to your face. And that's not okay. And the other one was the voting fraud. Well, everybody knows. Everybody knows it's voter fraud. No, it's not. That was the other one that I wanted to write down. What evidence is there of voter fraud? Let's see what it says. The myth of voter fraud. There's top 10 websites. Fraud is very rare. Non-citizens are not permitted to vote in state and federal elections. It's a federal crime for non-citizens to register to vote in federal elections. It's a crime under every state's law. It's not a thing. It's just not a thing. And once again, the lying. It's not happening. People got out and voted because they wanted to see a change and they were sick of it. And the fact that, on to the next thing with the SNAP, and the courts ordered him to pay peoples so they wouldn't go hungry. And he got out there the next day and said he's not going to do it anyways until the Democrats open up the government. So you're going to defy a court order and you're holding people hostage for food. That's what I'm getting. That's what I understand. Terrible. Terrible. How could you support this person? This is not somebody that cares about you. He still is not going to do it. I mean, that's absolutely insane. And the problem I have, and that I've always had with him, is because of his personality disorder. I know people that are like that personally in my life. I would never put them in a position of power. It is a well-known fact that he has malignant narcissism. And that is the most dangerous, aside from a covert narcissist. Look it up. That is one of the most dangerous people that there are. They are bullies. If you look, he doesn't win. The elections are rigged. Something bad happens, it's somebody else's fault. Never will take accountability. Even after last night, it's the Republicans' fault. He wasn't on the ballot, and it's their shutdown. And nothing to do with him. He can't ever be any better. But he really actually believes that in his head, that his poll numbers are good, that he's doing a good job. But he really only cares about himself. That's why he's such a bully. He wants you to be afraid of him. But inside, those people hate themselves. They are weak. They are weak-minded. They need people to build them up and surround themselves with yes men and sycophants. And the fact that he is in control of nuclear codes is terrifying. That he gets on Twitter and Truth Social, whatever, and calls people names and makes AI videos of dumping poo on protesters, throwing temper tantrums. This is the president. How far have we gone off the rails here, people? This is the president of the United States behaving like a child, throwing a temper tantrum because he's not getting his way. I used to be a runner. I didn't win a ton of races. I was good, but so every time I lost a race, on that logic, should I have said that every other runner out there cheated because I didn't win every single time? But when they win, no, then it's a fair election. Then there was no cheating. As long as they continue to win, there's no cheating. Come on. You can't believe that. You cannot. You cannot believe that. But my point was, that's your president acting this way. He doesn't represent me. I didn't vote for him. And people that did, what a president should act like. Every single other president. You know how nice it was to get up, regardless of whether you like or dislike Biden, how nice it was to get up every day and not think, oh God, what am I going to read about today? What did he do? Who did he piss off? What name did he call somebody? What's going on? It was boring. Boring, business as usual, politics. Carry yourself with an air of grace and, intelligence. He doesn't do that. He's a bully. He's just a vile, horrible person, and he doesn't care. And watching the race last night, especially the New York mayor race, when Mamdani won, it was like voting for Bernie Sanders. There is nothing wrong with any of the things that he wants to do. Okay, like I've been saying, people don't need hundreds of billions of dollars to hoard for themselves. And, the fear that they always put out there, the lie, oh, all these billionaires are going to leave. Now they're going to leave. Where they're going to go to other countries. They're going to go to other states. No, they're not. No, they're not. How are they going to go over there and make all their money off of people? They're not. They're not going anywhere. The fact that, they're going to be sad because they don't get to add another $300 million to their $10 billion one time, whoop-de-freaking-do. How is that going to hurt you? Are your kids going to go hungry that night? Are you not going to be taking that, 10th vacation to the Bahamas that year? Please. It's just straight up, terrible greed, evil, money lust, hoarding. That's all that it is. And the fact that he won was, his speech almost brought a tear to my eye because it was just so hopeful that other people feel this way and other people can finally see what's actually wrong with this country. And it is not immigrants taking your jobs. It is not non-Christians. It's not any of that, because there's not a religion out there that doesn't follow the golden rule and doesn't go along with giving to others, giving freely of yourself, treat your neighbor, love your neighbor like yourself. None. They all practice that. And that's what we all should be practicing. And that's where this went off the rails, when money became God. And that's hopefully going to change. And it sure looked like it was changing last night. And that's pretty much all I had to say today. It was just very nice to watch. I know some people have been watching my videos, and I really appreciate that. Everybody starts out with one person seeing it. And if I can make one person change their mind and wake up and realize, oh my gosh, everything she's saying is actually accurate and reality. I need to stop being a member of this MAGA cult and use my brains and intelligence and realize I've been lied to. It's not your fault. They were talking about that today on one of the shows I was watching. All the Hispanic communities that voted for, Latino communities that voted for Trump because they believed, oh, he's going to get rid of the criminals and that make us look bad, and that's okay. I'm good with that. They didn't realize that, he was lying. When he said criminals, he meant everybody. Everybody that looks different from him, that came over the border illegally. That's what he meant. They're all criminals. They all have to go. So he lied. So that's not their fault. But I'm hoping they're realizing now that they made a mistake and they can own up to it and they can come over to the party that actually gives a crap about people, about everyday hardworking Americans, because that's the Democrat Party. And that's all I have for now. Signing off. Have a blessed day.